During the Nights That Are Around Final Fantasy VII podcast that we did last week, Schrodinger's Baby Seal posed a really good question asking each and every single one of us, which moment is the crux of the original Final Fantasy VII? To which an overwhelmingly amount, pretty much all of us, agreed that it is the live stream sequence. It's actually my favorite moment in the original game. It comes at a much later portion of the game, obviously. It has to, but it continued to solidify Final Fantasy VII in my heart as my favorite game of all time, as I'm sure it did for many people as well. But he brings up a very interesting theory that I think is very possible when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. And I just want to share that with you guys. This is a moment from the podcast. We're still editing it. It's going to be uploaded individually. You guys can check it out right now live on the channel. It has a live chat there, so you can see the chat's reactions to each and every single thing that we're talking about in it. But hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any of those updates, and to help raise that 38% even higher. I'm gonna let him talk, and then I'm gonna check back in after.
I think the entirety of this plot, the entirety of the meta plot, the entirety of the remake project is culminating and in service of the live stream sequence to the point where I think that it will have that core scene with Tifa reminding Cloud, you know, who he is, but I think it will involve other characters too, and I think that it will extend across the entire game. And part of the reason I think that is something that I put in chat, which is that the rift in the sky, the rainbow rift in the sky, matches the rift in Cloud's mind sequence. So the entire third game is the live stream sequence in some way, shape, or form, and it will all culminate in that. And so I think it has to include other characters, because everything that we've done in Rebirth is centered around our affinity, meaning Cloud's affinity with every character, not just one or two. Like, the affinity system does not track affinity between Tifa and Barret. It's Cloud and Tifa, Cloud and Barret, Cloud and Aerith, Cloud and Red 13. These are all of the relationships that Cloud is building himself with. And you know, what is Cloud's core power before he stabs Sephiroth in the Nibelheim reactor incident? It's, you know, he's mourning his friends. What about all the people? You find out Cloud's true nature is pure compassion. Even the cheesy thing he says before he does Omni/5.0 is like, there's nobody I don't care about. Yes. I love everyone. And
but he can't say it. Yeah. Right? That's what's amazing about him. He can't say it because he's a weird introverted kid.
That's right.
That's right.
That's Cloud. That's what makes him wonderful. That's
best
like
MC. I'm sorry. I'm gonna throw it out there. Best main character. I know a lot of people don't like him. There's been a lot of interpretations, but I'm just like, dude, this character's amazing.
Mm-hmm. He's it.
Yes.
So I think Aerith's true death will feed this. You know, like where we finally see what really happens. I think Aerith will be there in some way. It doesn't, and I think that because there is an acknowledgement, not to be super controversial or anything, but Cloud obviously has feelings for all of these characters, including Aerith, and that's got to be, I think, represented in a grander way this time for it to pay off. So that's my answer. The entire third part is the live stream sequence. And it may even culminate, like the final portion of it may culminate in Sephiroth's defeat.
There is no doubt that the devs have been cooking up a massive moment for the livestream sequence in Part 3. However they decide to show it, whether it's us seeing it as an element constantly being referenced, or it constantly being shown to us in the sky while we're walking around as Cloud in Part 3, or gradually as we progress through the story, having other characters interact with Cloud in a way that triggers flashes for it, trying to help him, it's an interesting way that they could take this. Even if they don't and just use it as a representation while having a build-up for it, I'm all for it. There are some people who are worried, thinking that Tifa won't have that big moment for the livestream sequence. I don't think there's any really cause for concern. This moment is the biggest through the entire game. Not Aerith's death, as many would believe. Final Fantasy VII is Cloud's story of discovery and the journey. Loss, of course, is a big theme and a huge one for Cloud in the story, but the livestream sequence is a big moment for Tifa as well. There's nobody else, I think, personally, that will be delivering the big moment. As Baby Seal says, all the other characters can participate in it gradually throughout the build up towards that moment, throughout the beginning of the game, but the final actual moment when the sequence is going down, that is specifically a Tifa thing. In Rebirth, they shocked us all in chapter 9 of Gungaga, where they take us on a wild trip for Tifa. Showing us a live stream sequence from her perspective was not on my bingo card for Rebirth, let alone something I thought we would see, period, at this point. And it was fucking beautiful, man. Tifa now has experienced navigating this element and very well can and will be the guide for Cloud, where he gets his mind-building moment back. But she finally opens up and has an opportunity to say what she's been keeping to herself this whole time and prevents Cloud from being lost forever. Of course, she doesn't do it on her own. Cloud survives it in the live stream. Tifa references this in the original game, but his entire remake project since it was announced, this was a big scene I wanted to see happen in part 3, and they're working on it as we speak. Remember guys, even in Final Fantasy VII Remake, we are given hints and references to it with Jesse's dad in chapter 4, specifically them showing that he is Mako poisoned and he's stuck somewhere between the live stream and the real world. Can't get any bigger than that, right? Of course, guys, remember this disclaimer from Max.
Dissecting this stuff is going to be great because we're all wrong. Yes. Seemingly everything that we all think is happening with this game is probably wrong, so it's going to be fun to deluge into it.
Yes, we are all wrong, but this is still fun. The full video is dropping soon. We're still editing it as I'm continuing to edit through it. I'm constantly finding clips and stuff that I want to make little videos on like this. So it is taking some time, but I'm adding in gameplay moments and footage. So this way you guys can actually get a picture and representation of what it is we're talking about in specific moments to at least keep an entertainment value for you all. I know there's a lot of people that are already enjoying the live stream that is currently on the channel right now with the live chat and all that. You totally do that. I have it linked below in the description and pinned in the comments as well. But the entire experience is going to be a wonderful 3.5 hour movie for you all to enjoy continuously on YouTube until part 3 finally comes around. Guys, be sure to follow Schrodinger's Baby Seal, Sleep Easy, Night Sky Prince, and of course, Maximilian Dude. I'll be linking their channels down below. Go ahead and fix that and check out their content. They make some really awesome stuff. And the Knights of the Round, as the comments have been dubbing us, will be back eventually in the future when more trailers and hopefully DLC stuff starts to drop for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and maybe a PC version. There's still a whole lot of things to talk about. We didn't even scratch the surface, as Max was saying at the end of the podcast. Like, there's so many things we didn't really talk about that we should have, like the Gina Talk thing. That is an awesome catch, by the way. I remember playing through that moment and like, yo, this guy's voice sounds crazily familiar. What is going on here? Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More Final Fantasy VII videos are on the way and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ and thanks for watching.